This is a voiceover on top of a clip of me tick eating the orb at P1 Warden. So this is a dehydration run, which means I do not have any brews. This is a tick eat with the Karis. So if you watch here, I'm going to point out, and then also notice the tick counter down here at the bottom. Let's watch what happens, and then I'll talk about it. So the main perk to this is it's going to let you Karis 2 every 3 orb sets. So you have to Karis twice every 3 orb sets. So right there, you see how I got hit a 4? Let's take that back 10 seconds. And recall that normally you get hit a 45-30. And you can see me circling it here. Watch the orb come in. See the orb coming in? So you see how my tick counter says 3 right now? So here's where it says 2. I'm going to fast forward. There's 3. So you see how, let's say you take a similar camera angle to me. The third tick, this is the tick when you have to Karis spec right here. And you'll see I click it during this tick. See there I've clicked it, it changed and highlighted. And the orb has now moved from where the red skull is on the third bar basically down. It's still a third tick. Okay, so that's tick 4. So you have from right here to right here in the travel of the orb to Karis spec. If I were to Karis spec now, it would be too late. Because if you Karis spec now, the heal would not absorb the damage and a tick eat the ball. So depends on your camera angle, right? Or you can just get a feel for the tick. That's honestly kind of how I do it at this point. But if the orb is right here, right coming at you, then it's too late. If the orb is already that close to you, because I'm already in the 4th tick on my tick counter here, and it's definitely too late once the damage registers. Right, so the damage registers on tick 1. Right, so the damage registers on tick 1. You're supposed to Karis on tick 3. Tick 4 is the tick before the damage registers. And that's normally when you would tick eat with a brew. That's not what we're doing here. We're tick eating with a Karis, and the Karis heals 1 tick later and then nullifies damage on the next tick. So it heals, nullifies damage, and then you can be damaged again. So that's why we're tick eating on the 3rd tick, and I have my tick counter set to 4, so that's why I'm saying 3, 4, 1 are the relevant ticks. And then by 1, you see the damage register. If the damage registers, you're definitely too late. If you're trying to tick eat with a brew, you would tick eat during the 4th tick in this little video clip. And if you were trying to tick eat with the Karis, you have to tick eat during the 3rd tick. The easiest way for me to eyeball that is as this orb crosses right there. As the orb crosses the middle of the 3 fork, this fork here, I don't know, the 3 paths for the skulls, that's when you want to tick eat with the Karis. And it obviously depends on your camera angle, but I always have about the same camera angle, so that's kind of where I'm eyeballing. And you can see at the beginning of the video, I even kind of highlight it with my mouse. Here, I zoom out, and that way you can see the orb coming. Didn't I do it at the very beginning? No, I say something about it. When do I move my mouse? I don't know. Here, I'm talking in this video and then it's not coming through. So there, also just to point out here again, the first orb is supposed to hit for 45 damage. By tick eating, you're reducing that damage from 45 to 4. And that leaves you'll notice, after I tick eat and then absorb the 30, I'm at 84 HP. Instead of 118 minus 75 would put you down at like 39 HP. At 39 HP, you can't tank the next 45. So you have to Karis every time you get hit by an orb set. This way you get to Karis twice every 3 orb sets. And that can save you a lot. That's a lot of time. There's a whole 40 seconds or something in between orb sets. And that can make a big difference in your runs. If you're dying to P1 because you have low damage, tick eating with the Karis is the way to go. The placement where you're going to stand, all that kind of stuff, Also depends on where you're standing in the room. Like if you like to stand in the middle of the room, you'll have to find a different way to eyeball it. Maybe just record yourself during a run where you don't tick eat and watch the ticks of the orb and notice when the damage registers. So here the damage registers again on tick 1, right? Here the damage registered on tick 1. Here it's white. So that means tick 4 is when you should see the animation. You should be 118 HP, but the damage is nullified on tick 1. And you should eyeball and look at tick 3. 1, 2, 3, and pause it as soon as you get to 3. For me, like I said, it's just below the top fork and before the third fork. So I always click it when it's on the middle of the fork. There, it's passed into the 4th tick. So I need to carry spec when the orb's in between these 2 points. As like a visual eyeball for that. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. If you found that helpful, feel free to like and subscribe and comment how else you would explain it, or if you try this and if it's successful, because I find it very handy, especially in solos. Tanking that 45, heck no, make sure you're tanking a 4 instead. One thing to point out is you have to tank down to 78 HP if you are going to regen HP before the first orb set. You can tank to 75, regen 1, 76, but you have to be 78. If you tank to 75, you've ended your run, you're dead. Don't do that. Or you're going to have to tick eat the second orb or something and get into some real shenanigans. And that would be pretty sad. So, yeah, make sure you're tanking to 78. I tank back here to get down to 78, because then it's really slow. When you're standing at the front, the orbs come in really quickly. So if you stand right here, right next to where I'm tanking the orbs, it can help you whittle your HP down really slowly so you don't accidentally kill yourself by tanking to 75. And you just know, if you tank to 75 and then turn rapid heal on, you're just dead. There's some rapid heal tech that can make it so you don't even have to care spec the first one based on like the boss's HP and all that. I've never learned that, and that would be the next iteration of this. But still, this Tiki is extremely handy and saves you a lot of damage. Leaves you at 84 HP and lets you do another orb set. So I hope that was helpful. Peace!